impact of change is on people, processes, tools, and technology. So we have to be very much mindful of the various risks involved as well as stakeholders. We would want to be able to give consideration to various stakeholders, including our board of directors, our parent ministry, as well as our staff. We have to look at staff being at the heart of any change initiative at all. Change is all about people. People are at the heart of any organization, and we're an agile organization and we value people over processes. So we've learned very early in the game that staff is very concerned about what's in it for them. That's it. At the heart, what's in it for me? So with that, then persons will then start to understand, why do we need to change? How does the change happen? How does it impact me? How does it change my job? And that's from a staff perspective, but then the other dimension of people too would be the board or even our parent ministry that also would have to be mindful of how the change impacts them. The wider ministries and departments and agencies also, they need to come under this one house of ICT. From very early in the change, they asked, what's in it for me? Why am I making a change? How is my job going to be impacted? I always liken it onto swimming. Slow, steady strokes. Very important. Now, to take them along with us, it meant first understanding why we need to change. What are the issues? What are the opportunities presented for the change? This one house of ICT, what does that really look like? I also learned it meant repeating ourselves over and over again. Because, not everybody understands change at the same rate, at the same pace. People have their own preconceived notions. We really just had to listen. Listen. And I always say to my team, listen with humility. Be empathetic. Persons sometimes are fearful of change because they just simply don't know what it will result in. So again, just guiding persons through. Some persons need to be pushed to their potential to say, listen, you can do it. This is a new area, but we can do this. So it really has been an interesting process for us, just the what's in it for me dimension and breaking that down. This evangelist playbook has been quite impactful, I think. Very nicely packaged by the TIU, if I may add. What is important is that it really carries us through this 8-step process. And I think all entities need to have this playbook in hand, meaning physically going through, not just when we're going through what may seem to be a large change for us transitioning from eGov to the ICT Authority, but we go through change in every day. We go through changes. When we think about Hurricane Melissa and the whole push by the government now towards recovery as well as resiliency, that's a huge change. And I think this playbook is very much impactful. I have a copy and I surely will be using it every single day. It will be sitting beside me with my Bible. It will be, because it is indeed a guide for the change. Change is exciting. It is liberating. It gives us an opportunity to change some things, amend some things, adjust some things that would have been entrenched in the past. It gives us the opportunity to do something different. With change comes patience. It requires understanding. Again, and I can't emphasize over and over again, it really requires us to understand why we're changing, that North Star, so that we will be able to have benefits realized. We need to know with any change, why are we doing this? And that we have achieved success. Otherwise, we would have been just doing work or just doing another change. But when we start to see the real benefits being realized, that for me is what success looks like.